I've worked with multiple nutritionists throughout my career. Nutritionists from Japan, Australia, Germany, and even China. And throughout my 30 years in this field, every discussion, every consultation, every breakthrough always led to one single conclusion. No spice is harmful to seniors. But what we add to our daily foods can completely transform our brain health after 70. And that truth becomes unavoidable when we talk about memory loss in older adults. After 70, your brain doesn't simply slow down. It enters a phase scientists quietly refer to as cognitive drought. Reduced blood flow, weaker neural connections, slower communication between brain cells, and inflammation that silently erodes memory. But while seniors are told this is normal aging, the billion-dollar supplement industry sees something entirely different. They call us lifetime repeat customers. They know people panic when they forget names. They know seniors fear losing independence. They know mild confusion terrifies families. And they capitalize on that fear by selling memory pills, brain powders, and super formulas that cost $30, $50, even $90 a bottle, while offering barely any meaningful improvement. Meanwhile, the real brain-boosting tools, the ones backed by decades of nutritional research across multiple countries, sit quietly in the spice aisle of every American grocery store, costing only a few dollars. Spices seniors have used casually for years, without realizing their ability to wake up the brain, sharpen memory, boost focus, and warm blood flow to areas that have been neglected for decades. I'm talking about cinnamon. Most people sprinkle cinnamon on oatmeal or toast without giving it much thought, but aging brains respond to cinnamon in a completely different way. Cinnamon contains a compound called cinnamaldehyde that increases blood flow to the brain, allowing oxygen and nutrients to reach areas responsible for memory formation and recall. When your brain receives that rush of circulation, something incredible happens. Thoughts feel clearer, words come faster, and recall becomes easier. I once worked with a 74-year-old retired librarian named Elaine, who described her memory as slipping like sand. She struggled to remember errands, repeatedly checked her calendar, and felt mentally foggy every morning. I suggested she add just half a teaspoon of cinnamon to her breakfast daily. 4 days later, she said, "My mind feels awake for the first time in a long time. It's like someone lifted the curtain." That's how quickly cinnamon can work for seniors. Not through stimulation like caffeine, but through improved cerebral blood flow and better communication between brain cells. But cinnamon is only the beginning. There are 4 more spices that work together to rebuild neural pathways, protect aging memory, and boost focus after 70. Before we reveal it, comment your age below and hit subscribe. I create every video to the age groups watching my video. Now, cinnamon may act as the spark that wakes the brain, but the next spice works on an even deeper level. It repairs the very pathways that aging and inflammation slowly weaken over the years. Most seniors don't realize it, but inflammation inside the brain is one of the biggest reasons memory becomes foggy, recalling names takes longer, and simple tasks feel mentally heavier. And no supplement company wants older adults to understand that truth, because inflammation is profitable, confusion is profitable, fear is profitable. But turmeric? Turmeric offers something very different from the fear-driven supplement industry. It offers relief. Turmeric contains a compound called curcumin, a powerful anti-inflammatory agent that supports cognitive function, by calming the inflammation that squeezes blood vessels, disrupts communication between neurons, and slows memory recall. When inflammation decreases, the brain begins functioning more freely, oxygen moves better, signals fire faster, and seniors often feel mentally lighter, sometimes within days. One of the nutritionists I worked with in Japan told me something I never forgot. A calm brain is a sharp brain. And curcumin is one of the strongest natural tools for creating that calm. I once worked with a 78-year-old school teacher named Margaret, who described her memory as dusty shelves. She said she felt fine physically but mentally cluttered, like her thoughts were trying to push through mud. I recommended she start with something simple. Mix turmeric into warm milk or sprinkle a small amount into scrambled eggs. 2 weeks later, she told me, "It feels like someone cleaned out old files in my head. I'm remembering things I forgot I remembered." That is the turmeric effect. Subtle but powerful, steady but noticeable, gentle yet transformative. But turmeric alone doesn't do the job. Because while turmeric calms inflammation, the brain also needs circulation activation, nutrient absorption, and neural stimulation, each supported by the remaining spices in this video. And that is where our next spice takes center stage. A spice so effective at improving blood flow to the brain that seniors often describe the results as feeling present again. Before we move on to spice number 3, take a second to comment below if you have ever tried it and make sure to hit that subscribe button. Our channel is brand new and right now we need your support the most. So please don't back off and hit that red subscribe button right now. Turmeric calms the fire inside the brain, but the next spice doesn't calm anything. It activates. It wakes up areas of the brain that have been slow, understimulated, or starved of strong circulation for years. And after 70, circulation is everything. When blood flow slows, thinking slows. When oxygen delivery weakens, memory weakens. When the brain isn't getting proper fuel, seniors feel mentally fuzzy, distant, or out of focus. That's where ginger steps in. Ginger has been used across cultures for thousands of years, not just for digestion, but for mental sharpness. And modern neuroscience finally explains why. Ginger naturally dilates blood vessels, supporting smoother blood flow to the brain. This flood of oxygen helps older adults feel more alert, more grounded, and more capable of holding on to thoughts without them slipping away. One of the German nutritionists I worked with explained it perfectly. Ginger doesn't just warm the body, it warms the brain. And seniors feel this warming effect quickly. Many describe it as a lifting of the fog. I once worked with a 72-year-old retired engineer named Paul, who often said his thoughts felt slow to catch up. He wasn't confused, just sluggish. He'd be in the middle of a sentence and suddenly lose momentum. I suggested he start drinking a small cup of warm ginger tea in the late morning, not as a stimulant, but as a circulatory boost. 2 weeks later, he said, "It's like the lights came back on. My thinking feels smoother, sharper, quicker." That kind of improvement isn't magic, it's blood flow. Ginger's antioxidants also support memory-protecting pathways, helping fight the oxidative stress that slowly chips away at brain cells over time. This makes ginger especially powerful when combined with cinnamon and turmeric, because now the brain receives circulation activation, ginger, inflammation reduction, turmeric, memory ignition, cinnamon. 3 different upgrades working together from 3 directions. But ginger is not the only spice that amplifies the brain's ability to absorb nutrients and fire signals properly. The next spice plays a role most seniors never even think about, helping the brain make better use of everything you feed it. Before we move on, take a moment to comment below. Tell me how much ginger pieces do you eat daily? And hit yeah, make sure to subscribe. You clicking a simple button motivates me to create more videos for seniors. And since we've reached the halfway mark in this list, please like this video and share it with another senior who wants to keep their memory strong. That one share could genuinely help someone stay mentally independent longer. Ginger boosts circulation and wakes the brain, but circulation alone isn't enough. After 70, one of the biggest hidden challenges seniors face isn't what they eat. It's what their brain can actually absorb and use. This is where the fourth spice becomes incredibly powerful, even though it looks completely ordinary. In fact, it's the most common spice in American kitchens. Yet most seniors have no idea it can dramatically improve how their brain processes nutrients. That spice is black pepper. People use it for flavor, but neurologists and nutritionists see something far more important: a compound inside black pepper called piperine. Piperine acts as a bioavailability booster, which means it increases how efficiently the body absorbs certain nutrients, especially those crucial for brain health like B vitamins, turmeric's curcumin, and even antioxidants from fruits. Here's why this matters. As we age, the digestive system becomes less efficient. Nutrients that were once absorbed easily now pass through the body without doing much. Seniors may be eating all the right foods, but the brain never gets access to the nutrients it needs to repair, remember, and stay sharp. Black pepper solves that problem. A tiny pinch can increase nutrient absorption by up to 2,000%, especially when combined with turmeric. That means more circulation support, more inflammation reduction, more oxygen to the brain, and stronger connections between neurons. I once worked with a 70-year-old man named Victor who had been taking turmeric capsules for months with very little effect. He complained, "I don't feel anything different." When I looked at how he was taking them, I immediately knew what was wrong. He was missing piperine, the key that unlocks turmeric's full power. I suggested he start adding a small sprinkle of black pepper to his meals. 3 weeks later, he said, "For the first time, I actually feel clearer. My mind doesn't feel stuck anymore." Sometimes the difference between no results and real results is not the spice itself. It's what you pair it with. Black pepper acts like an amplifier. Every spice before it, cinnamon, turmeric, ginger, becomes significantly more effective when piperine is present. It's a simple addition, but for seniors who struggle with memory, focus, and slow thinking, it's often the missing link. And despite its power, black pepper is inexpensive, easy to use, and already sitting in nearly every American kitchen today. A pinch on eggs, a sprinkle in soups, a dash on vegetables. Small habits that can create massive improvements when done consistently. Now, while black pepper enhances absorption, the final spice on this list does something even more extraordinary. It directly stimulates the area of the brain responsible for recall, alertness, and mental speed, often producing noticeable effects within minutes. Before we move on to the last spice, take a moment to comment your age below and hit subscribe. I want to keep building videos that help your exact age group stay mentally sharp for years to come. We've calmed inflammation, boosted circulation, ignited brain activity, and amplified nutrient absorption. But there's still one final spice left, and it's the most directly connected to memory recall. If cinnamon wakes up the mind, turmeric protects it, ginger energizes it, and black pepper activates nutrients. Then the final spice in this list is the one that helps the brain retrieve, store, and organize information faster. That spice is rosemary. Rosemary has been associated with the memory for thousands of years, but modern science has finally confirmed why. Rosemary contains a compound called cineol, which studies show enhances brainwave activity in the areas responsible for memory formation, focus, and processing speed. In simpler terms, rosemary helps your brain fire faster, cleaner, and more efficiently. And here's the part seniors find most fascinating. Rosemary's effects can begin within 20 to 30 minutes of consuming it or even smelling it. I once worked with a 71-year-old retired accountant named Sheila who said she felt mentally blurry every afternoon. Her recall slowed, numbers took longer, and she found herself rereading the same line in books. I suggested she start sprinkling rosemary on her eggs or potatoes each morning. A few days later, she emailed me saying, "My afternoons feel different. I stay focused. I don't lose my place anymore." That's the rosemary effect, subtle at first, then noticeably supportive as the days continue. Rosemary also helps stimulate blood flow to the prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain responsible for decision-making and short-term memory. Many seniors describe feeling scatterbrained, not because they're losing intelligence, but because this region isn't getting enough circulation. Rosemary helps reopen that channel, and when combined with the earlier spices, cinnamon for circulation, turmeric for inflammation, ginger for activation, and black pepper for absorption, rosemary becomes the final piece that completes a powerful brain-supporting routine. Each spice works differently, but together they form a natural toolkit for seniors who want to stay independent, mentally strong, and confident in their memory. You don't need supplements. You don't need expensive brain formulas. You don't need pills that make big promises but deliver tiny results. You just need consistency. A sprinkle of rosemary, a dash of cinnamon, a sip of ginger tea, a pinch of black pepper, a little turmeric in warm milk or soups. The key isn't perfection, it's intention. These small daily habits gently feed the brain the tools it needs to stay sharp well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Before we close, tell me in the comments if you have any suggestions about my channel and my videos. And please hit subscribe. I design every video based on the ages I see watching. Your comment helps me build the next senior-focused topics. And if this video helped you, make sure to like it and share it with another senior who deserves to protect their memory and keep their mind strong. One share could help someone feel mentally alive again. Thank you for watching, and remember, your brain is not failing. It's waiting to be supported again.